Morning, Miss. Well, it's not morning, Lord. Good afternoon, Miss Bridgewater. What's my reset date?
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. It's going to be November the 25th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question for the ASG on the line, the solicitor who's uh present this afternoon before we start. All right, my question is the parties that have consent bonds. I'm sorry, and Miss Kim, I see you and Mr. McLean. If they have consent bonds, they don't have to be brought and addressed, correct?
We are not aware if they have been consented to. We sent our consent bonds over, but we have not heard back.
Okay, so I thought the whole point of us trying to do these consent bonds was that people did not have to wait to this calendar to get released. Okay, so let's start with that. Are there any announcements regarding the consents?
Well, I just signed one for Kelly, Mr. Kelly, and sent it back to I didn't know it was from ASG Spear. I sent it back to Miss Bridgewater and Lewis. I'll send it to you as well, Miss.
It might have been myself, it might have been Mr. Sirocco, it might have been Miss Binford.
Okay.
But
Okay,
if you
so
send it to me, I will get it to them, I assure you.
Okay.
okay, so that on that position on the consent bond, if it's is there a purge amount? Is that what that is? Or no?
Yes, Your Honor. Instead of purged, they decided to have a signature on bond, so we have no
How
objection.
can I don't think you can do that.
Me
No,
either, but
no,
I
you
got an
can't.
offer.
Yeah, no, you can't do that at all. They have to pay the purge, so that's no.
Okay.
No to that. So what were the other consent bonds?
One for George Haywood, Your Honor.
Okay, have any other I am going to ask that everybody look at this before court because the idea is that we get these consent bonds so people do not have to wait an extra day for a first appearance. If we are sitting here until the next day, it's almost no point. We should just go through and do them without a consent. So please, everybody look at those before court. All right. So before we begin, have all the public defenders had an opportunity to interview their clients?
Yes,
Yes.
except one person who needs a Spanish interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay.
And the Spanish interpreter is going to log on, Your Honor. And I'm not aware of any consent balls. I'm not for sure who they're sending them to, but state court needs to
Well,
receive
apparently
them.
what's happening is they're not consented to ahead of time. So there are no consent bonds. Essentially, the state is making offers, is
Okay.
what I'm gathering, and then
Okay.
those are not being accepted. So the problem here is we still have people waiting 2 days. So I am going to ask, I know that you all don't see me on this calendar as often as not. If there is a consent, please respond to it timely so that we can shorten this calendar and we can also get people not sitting there for an extra day. Okay?
Sounds
All
good.
right, let's begin. This is the state
Your Honor,
expedited.
if
Yes.
may I interject? I understand that there were several consent proposals sent over yesterday. I'm searching my email for the ones that were sent over yesterday. I saw the Kelly and I saw the Haygood today, but the ones that were sent over yesterday, if they could be sent to me
I'll
directly.
resend the one, I had pretty much the
It,
4 or
it
5.
doesn't even matter now, to be honest. The person is there. We're just gonna go through the case. But go ahead and send them. Ms. McLean, you can look at them as we go, but we still have to do the case essentially. All right.
That works.
All
Thank
right. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the State Expedited Accusations calendar in the State Court of Fulton County, Georgia. I'm Judge Melanie Williams. Today is November the 12th of 2025. At this calendar, we will address the cases for those individuals who've been recently arrested, for the cases have already been formally accused and bound over to state court. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to counsel today. And as you can see, I am conducting this hearing by video. It's being broadcast as a live stream and it's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch this particular proceeding. When I ask if you understand your rights, those are the rights to which I am referring. All right. Is our interpreter on the line yet? No.
She'll be
Okay.
here at 2:30, Your Honor. It's going to be Miss Lucille.
2:30.
Yes, ma'am. She's
Can
in.
you see if somebody can come sooner than that? Thank you, Miss
She,
Young.
she was the
If
only
you
one
can.
she was the only one we could find. We called in advance, but she can't log on at 2:30. I'm sorry.
Okay. And that interview hasn't been done, so that causes another. Okay, we forge ahead. All right. Who's first at courtroom two?
We can start with position 7, Ms. Dix.
All right, good afternoon, Ms. Dix. Your case is 25 CR 007273A. You're charged with 2 counts of theft by conversion. You understand your rights? All right, I'm assuming that's a yes. It's not Mr. Howard today. Ms. Stallworth, can I have the history, please?
Yes, that defendant has 2 cycles. The last date of arrest was July 1st of 2014 out of Carrollton County for theft by taking, and no disposition on that charge. That's all.
All right, thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking that the previous bond of 2,600 surety already set remain in place. Stay away from Comfort Suites at 1,005 Kingswood Place in Alpharetta. And of course, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Okay, and briefly tell me what happened, Ms. Spear. What is she accused of taking?
She spent 2 nights in the Comfort Suites Hotel. She made herself a key, one of those key cards, and stayed a couple nights without paying. The manager was contacted and insisted that that is not allowed.
Understood. All right, thank you. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, thank you. Ms. Dix is 35, high school graduate, administrative work and restaurant work in the last 5 years. We're asking the court to consider a signature bond. She's got the correct address on Odyssey, the corrected phone number on Odyssey, plenty of community contacts and emergency contacts.
All right, understood. Excuse me. All right, defendant is going to receive $1,000 surety bond, 500 on each count. She's to stay away from that Comfort Suites, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and she will be reset to the state of purpose calendar on November the 25th, whereby aspects of the case can be revisited. Best of luck to you, Ms. Dix. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 10, Hannah.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 007304J. In this case, you're charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights? All right, thank you. Ms. Stallworth?
This defendant has 3 cycles. Last date of arrest was April the 4th of this year out of Cobb County for simple battery and false imprisonment, and that appears to still be open. There's also an arrest from out of 2023 for criminal trespass, obstruction, and 2 counts of criminal trespass. I'm sorry, and that's all.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Binford, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. The state does request a $2,000 surety bond, no further violent contact with the victim. His name is Johnny Gordon, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. In this case, the defendant and his ex-boyfriend got into a verbal dispute outside of a motel room. They get into the elevator. There's pushing, shoving, and when they walk outside the elevator, the defendant spits on the victim.
Okay, thank you. Is Johnny Gordon present and wishes to make a very brief statement? All right, hearing none. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, 25 years old, 11th grade education, does hair. The contact information we have is all local, been in the Atlanta area at least 3 years. Good mail service at Flat Shoals at 30316 zip code. And we don't think there'll be any problem showing back up in court on time. We'd ask for a signature bond.
All right, defendant's going to receive $1,000 surety bond. They have to have no contact with Mr. Gordon. Was there a stay away requested, Ms. Binford? You're muted.
No, you're just no further violent contact with the victim.
Okay, no further violent contact with Johnny Gordon. Have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Actually, 1 second. What was the last arrest cycle? I'm sorry, Ms. Stallworth. What was the last arrest?
April of this year out of Cobb County.
Okay, it'll be at the $1,000 surety bond. All right. Best of luck to you. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 6, Davis.
All right, good afternoon. Your case, are you coming quickly? All right, your case is 25 CR 007274E, and you are Garnett Davis, and you understand your rights today.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Stallworth, the history, please.
The defendant has 42 cycles. Last date of arrest was December 13th of 2017 out of Fulton for driving related charges, and there are no violent convictions. Nothing further.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Spear.
Yes, Your Honor. While there are no violent convictions, there is a violent history, 2014 ag assault, false imprisonment, battery, family violence, battery, family violence, et cetera, et cetera. In this particular instance, he was claiming to help his girlfriend move into what is listed as a rooming house. She was moving her things into the common area from their home. He told her to leave. She said she would get someone else to help her. They began arguing. He grabbed her by the arm, pushed her down, and struck her. Causing her to fall and strike the ground. He didn't strike her. She had some marks, bruises, etc. Then the daughter of the victim is Shanta Stanford. The daughter is Serenity Stanford. The daughter stated that she did, in fact, see the defendant grab her mother by the arm after the verbal altercation and cause the injuries. We are asking for a $2,000 surety, no further contact with the victim, Shanta Stanford, 12-week anger management, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Thank you. Is Ms. Stanford present and wishes to make a brief statement? All right, hearing none, Ms. McLeod.
Your Honor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My client is 67 years old. He is a disabled Navy veteran, Your Honor. He has no history of any violence, certainly as the pretrial has said, he has no violent convictions. And I believe his last arrest was for a traffic-related offense. So I would ask the court to consider a signature bond for him.
All right, defendant's gonna receive a $1,500 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Ms. Stanford, stay away from that location, and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 19, Mr. Nixon. Brandon Nixon.
All right, Mr. Nixon, good afternoon. Your case is 25 PR 007255C. You're charged with loitering and prowling. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Ms. Stallworth?
This is the defendant's 14th arrest. There is a 2021 arrest in Cherokee County, North Carolina for assault on a female that was dismissed. A 2020 obstruction charge that he took a NOLA plea on, I'm sorry. A 2015 probation violation and 2012 possession of cocaine conviction. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor, this was part of a roundup at a Quick Trip on November 10th at 761 Sidney Marcus Boulevard. Management has made several repeated complaints to law enforcement. He and some of the other co-defendants had been asked to leave multiple times. There are 2 signs posted saying no loitering. At this point, we are asking for a $2,000 signature bond. Stay away from 761 Sidney Marcus Boulevard. That's the Quick Trip. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and a social worker for housing purposes as needed.
Okay. All right, Ms. McLeod, do you object to a signature bond through the jail?
Your Honor, I do not.
All right, defendant
That
will
was what
receive.
I would be asking for.
All right, defendant will receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to stay away from that location on Sidney Marcus Boulevard, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Position 1, Mr. Black.
Is this a co-defendant for that last case? All right, Mr.
Yes, it
Black.
is, Your Honor, and we're asking for the same thing for the same reasons.
All right, let me hear the history. Mr. Blackman, your case is 25 CR 007253A, and you're charged with loitering and prowling. You understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Sauer.
This defendant has 35 cycles, a 2018 conviction for terroristic threats and acts that was amended to disorderly conduct, and he also has a 2013 terroristic threats conviction. Nothing further.
All right. Who represents this defendant?
So what was the defendant's name, Your Honor?
Um,
Blackman.
Mr. Blackman. Who represents this defendant? Is it Ms. Kim, Mr. McLean? Or
McLean.
was this an McLean? Do you object to a signature bond through the jail?
No, Your Honor, we don't.
All right. Defendant's going to receive a $2,000 SOB through the jail. He's to stay away from that location. Have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Best
Thank
of luck to you, Mr. Blackman. Who do we have next?
Position 4, Mr. Carter. Black.
All right, Mr. Carter, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 007260Y. You're charged with criminal trespass and damage to property. You understand your rights?
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Stowers.
This defendant has 49 cycles, 4 probation holds, an FTA out of this year, and is currently on probation for ag assault. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Benford.
Yes, Your Honor. We do ask for a $3,000 surety bond to stay away from the victim's location and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. During this time, the victim, her name is Cabria Carter, and defendant, they're in a 7-year on and off relationship. They are married with no kids. During this time, the defendant kicked down her door. It was unable to be locked. He also destroyed a Toyota Camry outside the residence he believed was the victim's, but it ended up not being the victim. So the only damage is to her hallway door. And the address we do want him to stay away from is 187 Maury Avenue, and that's in Atlanta, Georgia.
27 Maury. All right, is Ms. Carter present? I want you to make a statement. And what was Ms. Carter's perspective on contact, Ms. Benford, as far as you know?
I don't believe we were able to get in contact with the victim.
Okay, understood. Thank you. Mr. McLean?
Thank you. 45-year-old Mr. Carter is local and always has been, grew up here. He has, detailing work and high school education. Your Honor, we'd ask for the lowest possible bond. We understand about the other stuff, but he disagrees with the facts that door was already hurt. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $1,000 surety bond. He's to stay away from that location, have no contact with Ms. Carter, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. And as a reminder, he's being reset to all purpose on the 25th of November. Best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
I know I can't speak. My wife is my wife. I have no contact with my wife. How did that?
Next is position 12, Mr. Johnson.
Y'all move there. Y'all wife, y'all move.
All right, Mr. Johnson, your case is 25 CR 007302F. You're charged with battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Stallworth.
This defendant doesn't have any prior history.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Benford.
Yes, Your Honor. We do ask for a $1,000 surety bond and no further violent contact with the victim. And also 3 anger awareness classes or a FIB, depending on what you want. The victim, she stated that her husband assaulted her, the defendant, at their home. They were outside. He pushed her down the front yard. He punched her glasses off her face, and then he ended up grabbing her arm, which left scratches. She didn't report it then. They do have an autistic son at the home, so she came to the police department a week later. We were able to speak with the victim. She stated that they did not have any physical altercations besides that time. They're separated, but they do live together. And that she didn't think that the defendant is violent, but she does request no violent further contact at the time and does believe that a family violence intervention program could be helpful for him.
What is the victim's name?
Your Honor. Her name is Melissa Johnson.
All right, I see a Melissa J on the line. If you wish to make a very brief statement, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. I understand that statements are not required, but if you wish to do so, this is your opportunity. Okay, hearing, seeing none. Mr. McLean, do you object to a signature bond through pretrial at level one
We
with
do not.
with two of the anger awareness courses and no further violent contact?
That works, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level one through pretrial services. He is going to take two of the 1-day anger awareness course or 2-day anger awareness. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim in this case and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Because he's getting a signature bond, the case will be reset for the notice. Best of luck to you, Mr. Johnson. Who do we have next?
Position 13, Mr. Kelly.
All right, Mr. Kelly, your case is 25 CR 007301B.
This
It
is
doesn't,
which one?
I'm sorry, it doesn't really matter what happens with the history there, but what is the amount of the purge?
$350, Your Honor.
Okay, so that is what it'll be, a $350 purge for him to get released from the Fulton County Jail.
Thank
All right,
you.
Mr. Kelly, best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Position 16, Mr. Milton.
All right, Mr. Milton, your case is 25 CR 007261C. You're charged with battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Dahlworth, the history, please.
This defendant has one prior arrest. There's a 2016 conviction for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana, and a possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and possession of methamphetamine out of DeKalb County. That charge was dismissed. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Ms. Benford.
Yes, Your Honor, the state does ask for a $1,000 surety bond, no further violent contact with the victim, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. During this case, the victim, her name is Asia Avery. She stated that the defendant removed her personal belongings from the residence. He also grabbed her sweater, and as he grabbed her sweater, her phone ended up hitting her in the face, which ended up busting her lip and having scratches on her face. And we were not able to get in contact with the victim. We reached out, but no response yet.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, he asked for a signature on bond. Your Honor, this is his first arrest after more than 10 years from the last offense, which was
I'm
never-
inclined to agree with you, Ms. Kim. Do you object to
Sure.
a signature bond at through pretrial at level one
Yes,
with a
yes,
1-day anger awareness and no further
yes, Your
violent
Honor.
contact?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level one. He is to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim in this case. And he is to take the 1-day anger awareness course, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and will be reset for the notice. Is Asia Avery present and wishes to make a statement? Hearing none. Best of luck to you, Mr. Milton. Who do we have next?
Next is position 20, Mr. Nick.
Oh, this is 20 is Nixon. Is this Mr. Sean Nixon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Nixon, your case is 25 CR 007257B. You're charged with 1 count of theft by receiving, 1 count of giving false information, 1 count of driving without a license, and no insurance. Do you understand your rights today? Is that a yes? You can do thumbs up for yes. You understand your rights? Yes, thank you. All right, Ms. Stallworth.
This defendant has 34 arrest cycles. He is a resident of Florida. He has a 2024, I'm sorry, conviction out of Polk County, Florida for possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of cannabis. He has a 2023 grand theft conviction, a 2023 FTA, and a 2019 drug paraphernalia conviction, and a 2019 probation violation. Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This incident was from November 10th at Howell Mill Road in Atlanta. Defendant was caught on flock cameras with a license plate had returned as stolen. Officer performed a traffic stop here, and he ultimately gave a false name and date of birth, that being Timothy Jeffries and August 19, 19th, 1986. Both of those were false. He was found through ACIC to be unlicensed and was driving his vehicle at the time while he was unlicensed. And also, he admittedly didn't have insurance for the vehicle. I will note that his cases, most recently there was an arrest for possession of controlled substance from August of this year out of Florida. So his length of residence in the community is minimal. I'd say there's a potential flight risk here. The state's recommendation is going to be $1,000 total surety, $250 surety on each charge, and no driving. That is going to be all for the state on this.
All right, thank you, Ms. Kim.
Yes, he is 37 years old, and Your Honor, I apologize, but let me kind of slow it down. I apologize for the phone ringing. 37 years old. He has been I apologize. We just have so many phone calls.
Okay, Ms. Kim, what I'm gonna do is, do you
Been,
object to a $20 cash bond,
His
Ms.
last
Kim?
2 months. Actually, after his mother passed away, he wanted to start fresh at new place. So he came to Georgia to find a job and to have a fresh start. However, it didn't work out that way. He does not have any income at this point. He is living out of car, and he's basically going through dumpster to dumpster to survive right now. And we would like to request for signature on bond, no matter what level that is. He does need some help to get some, make a
Okay.
living right now. So I am actually connecting him to a social worker so that he can get some housing resources and some help to get a job.
Okay, the defendant's gonna receive a $20 cash bond, $5 on each count. He's not to drive unless he has a valid license, and he's not to drive any vehicle that does not have insurance. Because he's receiving a cash bond, he will be reset to all purpose on the 25th. Best of luck to you, Mr. Nixon. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 2 on the add-on, Mr. Horton.
Mr. Horton, your case is 25 CR 007321G. You're charged with simple battery and obstruction. Do you understand your rights today?
No.
All right, thank you, Ms. Starworth.
This defendant has 2 cycles. He has open cases in Fulton for ag assault, possession of a firearm or knife during commission, battery, willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. That case number is 25 SC 004926. He also has an open case for possession of a pistol or revolver by a person under 18 years old, 24 CR 004214G and 24 CR 000783G. And he also appears to have an open case for fake charge for transfer fixes and felony charges, ag assault, robbery by sudden snatching. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Benford?
Yes, Your Honor. The state does request a $3,000 surety bond total, $1,500 for each charge. Also, to stay away from the MARTA location on 2333 Hockelmore Drive in Atlanta, Georgia. During this time, the cop was patrolling the MARTA station. He saw an altercation between 3 men against 1 guy. The victim name was Richard Matthews. He ended up having to be hospitalized. The defendant fled the scene on foot and was later captured. That is all, Your Honor.
All right, I'm sorry, what was the name, Ms. Benford?
Richard Matthews.
Is Mr. Matthews or anyone from his family present and wishes to make a very brief statement? Okay, Mr. McLean?
19-year-old Mr. Horton, Your Honor, is studying in high school still. He does work at a warehouse and a restaurant. He's quite industrious, and he's trying to finish up high school at the same time. His Riverdale address is local to Atlanta. It's in the metro area. His contacts are local. We would ask the bond to be set as low as possible, the signature bond if that is possible. I'm not seeing prior, my PSA is not showing any prior convictions. Right. Thank you.
All right, defendant's gonna receive a $2,500 surety bond, 2,000 on count one, 500 on count two. He's had no contact with the alleged victim and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Did the state request to stay away from MARTA? They did. I'm just gonna say that he should comply with any of MARTA's current restrictions as far as his ability to use it. And he will be reset to all purpose on the 25th. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 2, Mr. Brown.
Is that J.A.R. Jarquavius Brown?
That's what I have. I believe so.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Brown, your case is 25 CR 007259G. You're charged with criminal trespass, battery, and theft by taking. You understand your rights? All right, Ms. Stowers. If you're speaking, Ms. Stowers, you're muted. We can't hear you.
My apologies. This defendant has 6 cycles, a 2013 FTA, a 2024 probation violation, an open case out of the city of Atlanta for receipt, possession, or transport of firearm and street gang activity. He is currently on probation in Fulton for hijacking a motor vehicle and criminal attempt to commit burglary. That sentence date was June 3rd of 2014. He received 10 years confinement and 10 years probation. He's also on probation for ag battery in Fulton, same sentence date and same sentence, and he's currently wanted out of Conyers for simple assault, as well as he has felony charges. Nothing further.
All right, thank you, Ms. Benford.
Yes, we do ask for a $4,000 surety bond, 2,000 for count one, 1,000 for count two, and 1,000 for count three. Also to stay away from the victim's location at 295 Penelope Drive. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond, and 3 anger awareness courses. During this time, the victim, Jody Foster, she was dropping her boyfriend off to visit his dad. They got into a verbal dispute in the car. The defendant started pulling her hair, punching her in the face. He ripped out her earring, causing a laceration and her ear to bleed. He also got out the car. He took the victim's, her taser, her wallet, her garage opener, and he started running down the street with it. We spoke with the victim. The victim scored an 18 on the danger assessment, which states the extreme danger that she's in. She says that they have been in a relationship since October 2024, and they've lived together since March of this year. So yeah, they say that she's in extreme danger, so we do ask for him to stay away from the victim.
All right. Ms. Foster, if you wish to make a brief statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. Statements are not required, but if you wish to do so, this is your opportunity. I'm sounding again for Ms. Foster. All right, hearing none, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, he is local. He's 32 years old. He's worked at least 5 years in the warehouse and high school graduate. We would ask for the lowest possible bond, a signature bond if that is available, but if it's not, then as low as possible, such as a 1,000.
All right. Defendant's going to receive a $2,000 surety bond, 500 count one, 1,500 count two, and 500 count three. I'm sorry, that was really bad math, isn't it? That's 25. It should be 2,500. My apologies. So 500, 15, and then 5. 2,500 surety. He's to stay away from that location. Should he need to return, he can do so one time with a member of law enforcement. He's had no contact with Ms. Foster and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. He's being reset to state all purpose on the 25th. Is there anything additional?
Nothing.
Sir, the best thing for you to do is to speak with your attorney after this and not make any statements where you might potentially incriminate yourself. Okay?
Hi, can I speak the first?
Okay, I just sounded for you, Ms. Foster. Raise your right hand.
Okay.
Very quickly, do you swear or affirm the testimony of today be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right, quickly, what would you like to tell me?
The address that you gave was the incorrect address.
Okay, don't give your correct address on here. Is there
Okay.
some, do you know how to put your correct address into the chat?
I do.
All right, can you put it into the chat and chat it to Miss Bridgewater? Can we get that address? Or just I don't want you to put it in a public chat, okay? Or if
Okay.
there's a victim witness advocate, can someone send her a message and we can get the proper address. All right, Ms. Foster, I appreciate you coming to court and making that clarification, okay?
All right. Thank
All
you.
right. All right, best of luck to all parties. Who do we have next?
Next is position 3, Mr. Bryant. You got the first one first. You finished? Yeah, you about to take.
All right, Mr. Bryant, your case is 25 CR 007287A. In this case, you're charged with 2 counts of battery family violence and 1 count of simple battery. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes? Okay, I'm assuming that's a yes, Ms. Stallworth.
This defendant has 4 cycles of 2021 FTA, an open battery family violence case, 21 CR 002258A, a 2018 simple battery family violence that was dismissed, a 2019 ag assault and possession of firearm during commission that's currently in the PTI program, a 2019 battery family violence conviction, and 2 holds out of DeKalb County. 2 holds. 1 is out of DeKalb for ag assault, strangulation, and ag battery disfigure, and the other is out of Clayton County for child neglect. Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Spear.
Yes, Your Honor. As previous mentioned, part of his criminal history is with this same victim. There was a 19 CR 008535 battery family violence where he pled NOLO, and 18 CR 00180C simple battery, which was dismissed, and the various other offenses listed by pretrial. In this particular instance, on May 12th, defendant dropped off a child that he shared with the victim. Her name is, and I apologize if I say it wrong, Almonica White. Apparently, the victim's new boyfriend was over. In response, defendant grabbed her by her hair, dragged her down the stairs, ripped out 3 of her braids, caused scratches and neck pain. He has a current FTA, 2 outstanding warrants. We are asking for a $6,000 surety. That's $2,000 per charge. Stay away from 1058 Oglethorpe Avenue Southwest. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons. A family violence intervention program. No further contact with the victim. Again, Almonica White. And that's it.
All right, thank you. I'm sorry, the name was Almonica White.
Yes, I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Is that party present wishes to make a brief statement? All right, hearing none. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, he's 35 years old. He's from Atlanta. He has worked in more than one restaurant. He's done entirely restaurant work in the last 5 years, 4 years at one and 1 year at the other. High school education. All his contacts are local. Like I said, he's a local person. So we would ask for a signature bond if that's legal, but if it's not possible, if he's not eligible for it, we would ask for the lowest possible bond, such as $1,000.
All right, thank you. Defendant is going to receive a $3,000 surety bond, $1,000 on each count. He's to have no contact with Ms. White, stay away from that location, have no alcohol, no drugs or weapons, and he is going to all purpose on the 25th. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case for today.
Next,
All right.
position 5, Mr. Cook.
All right, Mr. Cook, your case is 25 CR 007296B. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence, and terroristic threat. Do you understand your rights? All right, Ms. Stallworth, can I have back history, please?
This is the defendant's second arrest. He has an open felony case for robbery, 25 PI 006971. Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Spear?
Yes, Your Honor. Excuse me. The defendant on November 11th is charged with grabbing his mother's arm and pinning her down. He then shoved his brother into a wall and threatened to punch him and otherwise beat him up. He does have that pending robbery. We are asking for a $2,000 surety. That's $1,000 on each charge. Stay away from 4050 Morgan Road in Union City. No drugs or alcohol or weapons while on bond.
And the name of the victim or alleged victim?
Oh my gosh, I forgot to write it down. Just a moment, Your Honor.
It's Lakeisha Cook.
All right, I'm sounding for Lakeisha Cook at this time. Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Cook, is only 17 years young. He's still going to high school and he is expecting to graduate in 3 weeks. So he wants to continue and graduate from his high school. The name of the school is Skyview, and he's been working really hard. 3.7 GPA. He is also very good at computer technology and construction. He has been playing snare drum at his band, Your Honor. This happened at home, and he said he was getting continuously hit by his mom. He just wanted to kind of block it, that's all. And he was asking for signature on bond. He is also having a job at Cracker Barrel. However, he does not make much money since it's only for part-time. Your Honor, we would like to give him a chance. And of course, the PI case is he's presumed to be innocent, and that is just open case. He's not found any conviction at all.
Okay. All
And he
right.
does have a 25 years older who is willing to co-sign, Francis Glover. And I do have a number and name. I can send it out to Ms. Bridgewater.
Okay. All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond at level 1 per judge through pretrial services. It'll be 2,000 on count, 2,500 on count 1 and 500 on count 2. He's going to take the 2-day anger awareness course, have no further violent contact with the alleged victim in this case. He's also going to do 10 hours of community service at a nonprofit organization. He needs to stay engaged in high school, and he is going to have a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. Is there anything additional from the state or the defense? And he is going to require that cosigner if you'll send that information over, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
Your Honor. If I may, we did get in touch with his mother. She did express the need for anger management. She said this is the second confrontation, the first physical one. She was uncertain if she wanted to stay away at this time. If he can get his behavior in order, she can agree to no further violent contact. She did say she would be here, but I don't see her, Your Honor.
All right. And in light of his age and the situation, I'm going to do no further violent at this time, but I am going to require those courses, the 2-day anger awareness. All right. So you're getting an opportunity, a second chance. Please shape up. We don't want to see this continue to be a cycle for you. All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Your case is concluded for today and will be reset for the notice.
All right, thank you.
All right. Who do we have next?
Position 9, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green, your case is 25 CR 007272J. In this case, you're charged with simple battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Stallworth.
This defendant has 28 cycles, 1 out of Florida and 1 out of Mississippi. The last date of arrest was May 21st of this year out of Laurel, Mississippi for profanity and drunkenness in public place, disorderly conduct and disturbance in a public place, which appears to still be open. He has an open case 25 SC 002587 for theft by receiving stolen property and possession of a firearm by convicted felon, reckless conduct. He has a 2024 battery conviction, a 2022 criminal trespass, family violence, and terroristic threats conviction, a 2018 felony obstruction, criminal damage to property, 2nd degree, and simple battery conviction, and a 2015 felony obstruction and terroristic threats conviction. Nothing further.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Benford.
Yes, Your Honor. I just would like to add the battery from 2024 and the criminal trespass and terroristic threats are against the same victim. Her name is Nora Green. So he has 3 cases against the same victim. We do ask for a $7,000 surety bond because of this. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons for anger awareness classes and to stay away from the victim's location. The victim is the defendant's mother, Miss Nora Green. She states that her son came into her room cussing at her. She tried to get him to leave. He forced his way back inside her room. He jumped on top of her, hitting her multiple times. He slammed her to the ground. He hit her again. He also cracked her phone. He smashed her phone on the ground. And yeah, so we would like for him to stay away from the location of her address. And that is all, Your Honor.
All right. Is Ms. Green present?
Don't see her.
I don't see her either. Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, Mr. Green is 38 and he works construction. He has also been a caregiver. He's got an 11th grade education, so he has gone quite far and will probably finish soon. If he keeps his efforts up, he can live elsewhere. Has an aunt that he can live with. And so that shouldn't be a problem. Everything, of course, is local. We would ask for the lowest possible bond. If that is a surety bond, we would ask for that. But if it's not possible or not legal, then we'd ask for a $1,000 surety.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Ms. Green. Stay away from that location. He can return one time with a member of law enforcement should he need to do so. And he's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. He's reset to state all purpose on the 25th of this month. Is there anything additional? All right, sir. Best of luck to you. That
Your
concludes your
Honor,
call. Yes,
Your
ma'am.
Honor, you said that he was, this is a 2,000 SOB through pretrial.
No, surety. 2,000 surety. I'm sorry
Okay,
if I said SOB.
okay, no
2,000
problem.
surety.
All righty.
All right. All right, who do we have next?
Position 14, Mr. King.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. King. Your case is 25 CR 007288C. In this case, you're charged with two counts of simple battery and one count of simple assault. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna assume that's a yes. Ms. Stallworth, please proceed. You're muted if you're speaking.
I'm sorry, my apologies. He has 25 cycles. He's currently on probation in Fulton for ag assault, cruelty to children, 3rd degree, 22 SC 182764. And that disposition date was November the 15th of 2023. He received 2 years of confinement and 6 years of probation. Nothing further.
Mr. Sirocco, is this your case?
This is Judge. This is for Troy King, correct?
Correct.
Yes, so this incident took place November 11th this year at 1643 Orlando Street in Atlanta. Law enforcement responded to a physical dispute with injuries between mother and son. They made contact with the victim here, Miss Emma King. She explained that the defendant, her son, had attacked her. Defendant was talking to himself in the next room and then came into her room, accusing her of stealing personal items of his. He was holding a household iron in his hand when he approached her aggressively, and then stood over her with said iron in his hand still and stated to her, "You're going to make me kill you." At that time, she jumped up, and it was at this moment he grabbed her in the front of her neck, and then he pushed her back onto the bed. Um, Given the history here, well, I do want to say this. We did speak with the victim. She confirmed the events listed in the report and expressed that her son needs help with MH. She shared the diagnosis. I won't go into that here on the live stream, but she did report he doesn't take his medication that he needs. She reported that he's never placed his hands around her before, around her neck before. She, as of this moment, wants no further contact and a stay away, and does not wish to, excuse me, she did express being in fear for her safety. And I believe she's unable to attend the hearing today, but if we could sound for her nonetheless. She also expressed that the defendant has an issue with drugs, and that's an issue as well. She doesn't want any further contact, and she wants that stay away until he's evaluated and gets the treatment he needs.
What's his name?
So
What's the victim's name, Mrs. Sirocco? I'm
it's
sorry.
Emma King, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yep. So based on his history here and the facts alleged, I mean, the most recent ag assault conviction being from 2023, still on probation for that. And I see 5 other ag assault or ag battery cases in his history and previous conviction for battery as well. The state's recommendation is going to be a $6,000 total surety, 2,000 for each charge. We are recommending MHET, or at the very least, that he continue on any recommended or prescribed medication or treatment. We are recommending FFib for him to have no further contact with Emma King, that he stay away from 1643 Orlando Street, Southwest Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and we would ask for random screens as well for drugs and alcohol. If we could sound for Ms. King when appropriate, Judge.
All right, is Ms. King present? Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. King is 45 years old, and we are we will be sending our social worker. I believe Ms. Kia Bowers is here. Social worker is here on the Zoom. I'm sure they can meet and see if he needs any further evaluation by doing behavioral health evaluation. And then we go from there in terms of MHET, because he understands what's going on. I think the MHET should be reserved for people who are not competent to carry for the case, but he understands what's going on. We believe that he has a very serious other physical health issues as well. So we would like to request for a signature on bond where he can get some medical help outside of the jail. Thank
Right.
you.
The defendant's going to receive a $1,500 surety bond, 500 on each count. He is to have no contact with Ms. King, stay away from that location. Should he need to return, he can do so one time with a member of law enforcement. Again, he's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons other than prescribed medication with which he should comply. Is there anything additional?
No, nothing further from defense, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. King. That concludes your case for today. And who do we have next?
Position 8, Favors.
All right, good afternoon, Ms. Favors. Your case is 25 CR 007266J. In this case, you're charged with DUI, DUI less safe, reckless driving, speeding, expired license, and a seatbelt violation. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sauer.
This defendant has four cycles, I'm sorry. A 2024 probation violation, a 2017 conviction for 2 counts of theft by taking, in possession of marijuana less than an ounce out of Cobb County. Nothing further.
All right, thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Yes, Judge, and I apologize. I was doing some work-related multitasking here. Can I get the
Position
defendant's name?
Position 8, Mr. Favors.
Favors, thank you. Yes, Your Honor. So this is an incident from June 25th, 2025. There was a collision that was investigated between two vehicles. One vehicle operated by victim Mr. John Berger, the other operated by the defendant. Witnesses reported that before this collision, the vehicle operated by the defendant was speeding excessively, weaving back and forth between lanes, recklessly passing people, and ultimately collided with the vehicle operated by Mr. John Berger. That vehicle was sent rolling, I believe. It was there was a trailer attached to that vehicle, and it was sent into a spin and several rolls. And the defendant's vehicle spun out as well, striking the guardrail and sliding back to the left side of the interstate. Excuse me, they were both transported to Grady for injuries. There was a alcoholic, strong odor of alcohol emanating from the Ford Focus, prompting an investigation. There were empty bottles, 1-ounce bottles of alcohol found within the vehicle. And investigation also found that the driver of the Focus, i.e. the defendant, was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the collision. Further investigation revealed with the airbag control system that several speeds at which the defendant was traveling were 106, 105, 106.6, 105.7, and 107.7 miles per hour within a 60 mile per hour speed limit posted on along that stretch of highway. And toxicology later conducted at Grady Hospital, where the defendant was transported to, found that he had 0.15 grams. That's what his BAC was, grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters. And that blood sample was obtained within an hour after the collision. So this is very, very dangerous behavior. The facts alone, through the facts alone, the defendant presents enormous risk to the community, property within the community. And with his FTA from 2022, risk of failing to appear as well. Currently, bond is set at $12,000 total surety. We would recommend that that either remains set or be $10,000 split bond with everything to remain the same, $2,000 surety on each, with the exception of maybe the seatbelt violation, for which a signature bond through pretrial services might be appropriate. But all in all, we think the bond is pretty good here, very appropriate. No driving whatsoever. We are recommending as well as, and of course, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And at your judge's discretion, random screens potentially. This is a bad case. We're very concerned for the victim here. Hopefully, we can get in contact with him soon. But yeah, that is all for the state at this time.
All right, thank you. Mr. McLean?
Thank you, Your Honor. He's 29 years old. He's in the entertainment industry. Simultaneously, he's worked in a restaurant, and at the same time, part-time, he works in the financial services industry, selling financial service products. Let's see, his birthplace and current address are so close together, East Point and Union City. So he's in Atlanta and been here all his life with a Georgia driver's license and a Georgia type of SSN. So he's very local. Note that 2 of the counts, of course, are in the alternative. We like to take that into account in setting the bond. We would ask for the lowest possible bond in this situation, Your Honor. We would ask the court to consider, oftentimes, sometimes we have trouble getting a signature bond on a DUI, but we feel compelled to ask for it. And if not, then we would ask for a $1,000 to $2,500 surety bond total. Thank you.
All right, defendant's gonna receive a $3,000 surety bond. On each DUI, it'll be $1,000, and on each of those remaining 4 counts, it'll be $250 each for the total of 3. He's not to drive unless he has a permit that permits him to do so. He's had no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and he will be reset to all purpose on the 25th. Is there anything additional?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, sir. Best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Position 11, Mr. Haygood.
All right, Mr. Haygood, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 007303D. You're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your right? All right, thank you, Miss Stallworth.
This is the defendant's first arrest.
Okay, thank you, Miss Binford.
Yes, $1,000 surety bond, and to stay away from the MARTA location at 1122 Perimeter Center. Officers were patrolling MARTA when he saw a male entering the station without paying for his fare. After repeatedly asking the guy if he paid for it, the defendant started shouting out obscenities. And after a second lawful order to leave, he didn't, so he was arrested.
Whose case is this? Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, I did talk to him. Now, I believe if this is the same 2520467, we had received a consent bond order
is that consent sending it through pretrial? Because I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm assuming you're not gonna object to this.
Right.
And if you do, Mr. McLean, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 signature bond through the jail. He is to stay away from MARTA consistent with their own restrictions. I'm not gonna set any that MARTA doesn't set. He's to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing.
Okay. Best of luck to you, Mr. Hager. You're getting a signature bond. Who do we have next?
Position 15, Matherin.
All right, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 00764Y. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Stallworth.
This is the defendant's first arrest.
Okay. Mr. Sirocco.
Thank you, Judge. This incident took place November 10th at 1308 Mercer Avenue in East Point. There was a dispute between the defendant and his live-in boyfriend, Mr. Chauncey Wiggins, the victim here. There were allegations, I believe, both sides with respect to certain physical violence that took place. What the state's charged here is going to be for the taking of his personal effects. This, I believe, there were toiletries and placed them in a brown box, saying basically, "Get out of here," and which admittedly by the defendant, the victim did not give him permission to do. And we did speak with the victim here, confirmed the events listed in the warrant, stated the defendant needs assistance with alcohol and drug intake issues, increased intake recently to a heavy degree. There have been some changes over time with the mixing of drugs and alcohol while on medication. And so the defendant will become very irate and drinks and believes, so the victim believes that rehab or ADT could be beneficial for his recovery. This is not the first altercation, but this is the first time an report's been made due to violence here becoming more frequent. He doesn't have any concerns for his safety at this time. He does want the defendant to return to the residence. He's requesting no further violent contact. And I don't know if he's here online. We would ask the court sound for him when appropriate. That is Mr. Chauncey Wiggins, if he's online and wishes to speak. Ultimately, the state's recommendation here is going to be a signature bond through pretrial services. We are recommending 2 days anger awareness, no further violent contact with Chauncey Wiggins, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and I mean, either ADT or at the very least, at this stage, random screens for drugs and alcohol, given what the victims told us.
All right, is Chauncey Wiggins present? Okay, Ms. Kim, do you object to a signature bond through the
Nope.
jail with no further violent contact?
No, Your Honor. We like
All
that.
right. All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and will be reset for further notice.
Thank you.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. I see, Lucia, you're online. Will you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes,
Good afternoon. Do you swear or affirm today that you'll make an accurate translation from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, to the best of your skills, knowledge, and ability?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Can we place Lucia into the breakout? Is there that party at a place where we can do the breakout?
Not yet, Your Honor. They'll be in courtroom 1 momentarily.
All right, thank you, Ms. Young. Whenever you see courtroom 1, will you go ahead and move? Lucia, thank you. All right, who do we have next?
Position 24, Mr. Scott.
All right, Mr. Scott, your case is 25 CR 007267F. You're charged with driving without a license, no insurance, failure to register, and obstruction. You understand your rights today? All right, Ms. Saward.
This defendant has 27 cycles. The defendant has an open case in Sacramento, California for possession of marijuana for sale, prohibited, and ammo. He's also, hold on, I'm sorry. There's a 2022 simple assault, family violence that was dismissed. There's a 2018 battery conviction, a 2013 burglary conviction, and has a fugitive hold out of Sacramento, California. Nothing further.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Judge. So this incident took place November 11th, so yesterday, this year at approximately 6 p.m. Law enforcement saw the defendants driving around without a license plate fixed to his vehicle. Um, the defendant said he'd purchased the vehicle recently, approximately 28 days prior, and he admittedly did not have insurance on the vehicle. That vehicle confirmed not to have valid insurance coverage, and ultimately it was found as well that his driver's license had been canceled since March 26, 2025. And defendant was ultimately placed under arrest here, but at the point that he was placed under arrest, the defendant had was given lawful commands to enter the backseat of the vehicle following his medical clearance, and then proceeded to flee on foot in disregard of that from the officer, where they were able to reapprehend him after a brief struggle. It's not the defendant's first obstruction case either. There are several out of California, I think most recently in 2018. Also, that series of firearms related felonies and a hit and run causing death or serious injury that he was arrested for in California in 2021. But even more so, I mean, he has with that 2021 FTA that he has out of California, and then it looks like the hold that was referenced by pretrial, that's for failure to appear as well. That is outstanding out of Sacramento, California, from 2023. So the state's recommendation here, given the flight risk, FTA risk, and the minimal length of residence in the community here, is a $1,000 total surety. We are recommending $250 for each. That would be the split: no driving without valid documentation, licensure, and a license plate, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
All right, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, he is 35 years old and he is currently residing with two minor children and their mother. So those children are only 4 and 12 years old. He has been working diligently to provide financially to his children, and he is also going to school, Piedmont Technology, for a videography as well. He has been here in Georgia for more than 2 years, and we would like to request for signature on bond for these minor traffic tickets. I think the main thing that he is arrested is for the Sacramento County arrest warrants, and he should be handled by them. So we would like him to be released to that place after signature on bond from here.
All right. The defendant's going to receive a $20 cash bond, $5 on each count. He's not to drive unless he has a valid license and insurance. He is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and his case will be reset to all purpose on the 25th. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck to you, sir. Who do we have next?
Position 22, Mr. Rivera. And Your Honor, he's gonna go pro se. I explained to him that he'll need a conflict two attorney, but we didn't have one.
Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Rivera, your case is 25 CR 007256C. You're charged with loitering and prowling today. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen closely to the history as given to me by pretrial, and then I'm going to hear a recommendation from the state. If I do not feel that you're eligible for a signature bond, I'm going to ask that your case be reset so that we can see if a conflict attorney can be present. Okay. All right, Ms. Stallworth.
This is his first arrest.
Okay. Is this also a part of that other incident?
Yes,
Ms.
Your Honor, it
Spear?
is.
Okay. And very briefly, what was the location? I didn't write it down.
761 City Marcus Boulevard, the Quick Trip.
Okay, and so I'm assuming state's recommendation is the same?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
All right, sir, you're gonna receive a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. You are to stay away from that location and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, all right? Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case for today. All right, who do we have next?
Your Honor, we can go to ACDC.
All right, who do we have at ACDC?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Coming is position 17, Miss Morgan.
All right. And has ACDC heard their rights?
No, Your Honor, they all need to hear their right.
All right, all defendants, please pay attention. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney today. And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing by video. It's being recorded and broadcast as a live stream over the internet. When I ask if you understand your rights, that's what I'm referring to. All right, Ms. Morgan, your case is 25 CR 007262B. You're charged with battery. Do you understand your rights today?
Speak loudly so she can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Alward.
This defendant has 8 cycles. The last date of arrest was December the 20th of 2017. That was for an FTA. She's currently on probation for a capital offense. That sentence date was July 26th of 2019. She received 20 years to serve 10, balance of 10 years probation. There also appears to be an open case in Fulton for speeding and seatbelt violation. There's a 2016 conviction out of Fayette County for simple battery, willful obstruction of law enforcement officer, and riot in penal institution. Nothing further.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Ms. Stallworth. All right, Ms. Benford.
Yes, Your Honor. I don't know if it was mentioned, it's just a failure to appear from December 2017.
It was.
Okay,
Please
great.
proceed.
So $5,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no violent further contact with the victim. It was her mother, Star. During this time, her child, the defendant's child, was living with her mother, Star. She went over to visit the mother. They got into a verbal altercation. The mother states that the defendant ran up behind her, grabbed her hair, ripped out one of her braids, pulled her down to the floor, and started punching her in the head. The son was picked up by a family friend. And that is all, Your Honor.
All right. And I'm sorry, can we go ahead and place Ms. Kim in the breakout with courtroom 1 and the interpreter? What was the name of the victim again?
Her name is Star. I don't have the last name, Your Honor.
Okay, is that party present wishes to make a statement? Okay, hearing none, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, she is 28 years old. She is in disagreement with the alleged facts. She works a job as a bus driver and as a cashier. She has had other jobs, including First Step, packing goods, which would be logistics, high school education. Despite the open Fulton speeding case, appears to be in good stead with that probation, Your Honor. We would ask the lowest possible bond. Given the charge here, we would ask that to be a signature bond if that is possible. Thank you.
All right, defendant's going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. She's to have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from that location, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and will be reset to all purpose on November the 25th, whereby aspects of the case can be revisited. Is there anything additional?
Nothing.
All right, best of luck to you, Ms. Morgan. Who do we have next?
Position 21, Miss Phillips.
All right, Ms. Phillips, your case is 25 CR 007263A. You're charged with simple assault, family violence. You understand your rights?
Speak loudly. Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Stallworth.
This is the defendant's first arrest.
All right, thank you. Ms. Benford.
This is my case, Judge Denise
Oh,
Phillips.
sorry.
Correct?
Yes, please proceed, Mr. Sirocco. My apologies.
Thank you, Your Honor. So this incident took place November 9th at 1585 Orlando Street in Atlanta. The victim here is named Romeo Ricketts. He explained that the defendant was irate throughout the day. The two lived together. It's I believe, a rooming house situation. And he explained that she was irate throughout the day and at one point aggressively walked past him, spilling water onto him. He in turn got a cup of water and acted like he was going to throw it on her, but didn't. And ultimately, the defendant went back to her room, grabbed a knife, and came back threatening him with said knife, making jabbing motions towards him with the knife. He provided video footage of the defendant threatening him with a knife that officers observed and coming at him with it. while calling 911. She was ultimately the one that called 911 while she was advancing towards him with a knife. Excuse me. There were roommates downstairs heard the verbal argument taking place and stated that Ms. Phillips did have a knife. We spoke with the victim, Mr. Ricketts. He explained the incident started because the victim, he was in the kitchen cooking, and the defendant was in the living room on the phone talking about the victim to whoever she was talking to, and the defendant ultimately came in, opened the refrigerator, and became antagonizing towards him. It was at that point the victim took out, excuse me. Oh, he started to record because, oh, she was trying to record him because she was trying to get him to do something to her, and he recorded as well. She kept saying to him, back up, back up. She had a knife a few inches away from him, but was at the same time advancing towards him. That was a kitchen knife. He states to us, roughly 8 to 9 inches long, like a chef's knife. And he expressed, his uh, disbelief that the case is not a felony, and I would have to agree with him. We attempted to send this up to the DA's office, but they rejected it nonetheless. Given the he is requesting I believe, stay away and no further contact as well. The state's recommendation, given the facts here, while there is no history to look at with respect to this, I mean, the facts here are very, very concerning with a deadly weapon involved. And with the two living together, the state's recommendation is going to be a $3,000 surety. We are recommending FIB, no further contact with Romeo Ricketts, stay away from 1585 Orlando Street in Atlanta, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons of any kind while out on bond. And that is going to be all for the state. I know the victim expressed that he wanted to be online to make a statement, so if we could sound for Mr. Romeo Ricketts at this time.
All right, is Mr. Ricketts present? Wishes to make a brief statement.
Yes, hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Please turn on your camera, raise your right hand.
Okay.
Please hurry. All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
So yes, ma'am. All I'm asking is that there's some they told me to get a TPO because I explained to them what happened and told them that she got arrested, and they said once somebody gets arrested, then they can't no longer
Don't tell.
stay.
No. What I'm most concerned about is if you have concerns for your safety and whether you wish to
Yes,
have contact with the defendant.
I'm very, very concerned about my safety, ma'am. I wish to have no contact with her whatsoever.
All right, thank you. I appreciate you coming to court making that statement. This is a rooming house situation, Mr. Sirocco. Is that correct?
That was my understanding. Mr. Ricketts, if you could confirm.
Yes, sir. Which she's no longer allowed to stay there.
Okay. All right, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, 28 years old with no record. We're asking for a signature bond. There's no problem with no contact. There's no problem with stay away. She has another place to go. We would ask if she has any items she needs to retrieve, perhaps a one-time law enforcement escorted visit to retrieve items.
Okay. Defendant's going to receive a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. She's to have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location if she is no longer permitted to reside there. If she has not been put out of the rooming house, she can return. If she has been put out, she must return with law enforcement one time to get her items. She's to have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. Is there anything additional from the state or from the defense?
Nothing.
All right. Best of luck to all parties concerned. That'll conclude your case. Who do we have next?
Next is position 25, Ms. Smith.
All right, Ms. Smith, good afternoon. Your case is 25 CR 007265G. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence, and simple battery. You understand your rights? All right, Ms. Stallworth.
This is defendant's second arrest out of West Point, Georgia for criminal trespass, family violence, and terroristic threats, which was dismissed. That was the prior. Nothing further.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Judge, this was an incident between siblings that took place on November 10th of this year at 405 Fairburn Road in Atlanta. Officer made contact with the caller. The mother of the defendant, Miss Artesia Lattimore, she confirmed that her daughter and her son, juvenile JB, were arguing inside the home, and ultimately there was a fight that broke out between them, wherein the defendant had pushed the victim onto the bed and also threw a vase at him, causing a laceration. Um, the there does appear to be, based on the incident report and my conversations with Miss Lattimore, there do appear to be some underlying anger issues that need to be addressed. But from speaking with her, she states that neither she nor juvenile JB are in fear for their safety, um, and that the defendant is maybe dealing with MH issues as well that she intends to seek treatment for. Um, so she's requesting no further violent contact only. But given the incident report with references to previous incidents and that arrest, we are recommending 3 days anger awareness for her. With this signature bond, which we are recommending through pretrial services, no further violent contact with juvenile JB or Artesia Lattimore, no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I know she was going to try and make it on. She may not have been able to, but if we could sound for Miss Lattimore to speak on behalf of juvenile JB.
Is Miss Lattimore present? Wishes to make a very brief statement. All right, Ms. McLean, you object to a signature bond at level 1, no further violent contact, and 2-day anger awareness?
We do not.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial services, $2,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2. She's to have no further violent contact with either of the alleged victims in this case. Take the 2-day anger awareness course and have no alcohol, no drugs, no weapons. She will be reset further notice as she is receiving a signature bond through pretrial services. Is there anything additional?
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, best of luck to you, Ms. Smith. That concludes your case for today. Who do we have next?
Position 18, Mr. Nine.
Mr. Nime, your case is 25 CR 007232J. You're charged with theft by shoplifting. You understand your rights? All right, I'm assuming that's a yes. Ms. Stallworth?
This defendant has been in custody since September on probation violations and FTAs. Nothing further.
Any shoplifting in the past history? Did you saw?
No.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Benford, please proceed.
Yeah, shoplifting, 4 from 1996, 2000, another one in 2006 in February, another one in July 2007, and then multiple throughout the years. So we asked for a $2,000 surety bond and 2 anti-theft awareness courses, and to stay away from the Atlantic station that he was at.
What did he take?
He took two Nike mesh bags, excuse me, and then he filled them with 5 pairs of Nike sneakers. It totaled to be about $445.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Nime does have the date. I would basically note that it is this past summer that the date of alleged occurrence occurred. We would ask the court to set the bond as low as possible. He does have the things that are keeping him in jail right now, but we would ask, considering that it is one count, to have the bond set as low as possible. A signature bond if possible, and 1,000 if not.
All right, defendant's going to receive a $1,000 surety bond. He's stay away from Atlantic Station, have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and will be reset to the November 25th state all-purpose calendar, whereby we can revisit that case. All right, best of luck to you, sir. Who do we have next? Is there anybody else at South Annex? I'm sorry, that ACDC? All right, ACDC can be excused. Take care. Have a good afternoon. All right, before we go to the interpreter case, which I know is left, we still have, is courtroom 2 still here?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm still here.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out before we do this, on position 26, I see an aggravated assault charge. Is that supposed to be correct, Mrs. Sirocco?
Your Honor, I know we had him on Monday as well. I believe his charges got sent to state court.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What
Let me make
I
sure.
don't feel like that's right.
Your Honor, I
Good.
did the review, so it went to felony, and they transferred it back to state court.
But that charge shouldn't.
It's a battery family violence now,
So
Judge.
that's what I'm saying. It should be reaccused and say something different.
I believe it has been. Let me check.
Okay. All right. Let's do the interpreter case. Is that party at? Let's see. See. We'll come back to the other. Is that party still at courtroom 1?
He's in courtroom 2, Your Honor.
Oh, he's back. Okay. And what number is he? 23? All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Alberto Salgado Castro. Your case is 25 CR 0072588H.
Buenas tardes, señor Alberto Salgado Castro. Su caso es el 25CR007258H.
In this case, you're charged with 2 counts of battery family violence and 3 counts of simple battery.
En este caso, tiene 2 cargos de violencia doméstica y 2 cargos de agresión simple.
In this case, I want to explain your rights. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Quiero explicarle sus derechos. Tiene el derecho de permanecer en silencio. Cualquier cosa que usted diga puede y será usada en contra suya.
You have a right to an attorney, and I am conducting this hearing by video today.
Tiene usted el derecho a tener un abogado y estamos haciendo esta audiencia por medio de video el día de hoy.
It's being broadcast as a live stream, and it's also being recorded.
Está siendo puesta al público en vivo y también está siendo grabado.
Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
¿Entiende usted sus derechos y cómo estoy teniendo esta audiencia el día de hoy? ¿Perdón?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sowers.
No
Y
prior
ahora le
history.
piden información a la señora Stalwart,
No prior history.
quien indica que no tiene ningún historial previo.
All right, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Judge. The state sent a diversion consent bond offer to defense. I would just ask that defense advise as to their response on that.
Oh, I have not received anything actually about that.
You were sent. It was yesterday. You were on the email chain of those recipients.
Well, why don't we put it on the record and Ms. Kim can respond now? Let's do that because I don't think she has it.
I don't think I have it still. But what was the recommendation?
State's recommendation would be $2,500 total signature bond through pretrial level 2 for count 1, $1,000. The distribution for these signature bonds would be $1,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, and for counts 3 through 5, $500 each. We would be asking for a $250 diversion entry fee. No further violent contact with Estrada Aguilar, the EFIB program, and no firearms. So this was the diversion consent offer sent. But if we don't have a response on that, I mean, unless you can advise as to whether that is going to be accepted.
Can it be translated to our client and then he can tell me yes?
And let me know if you need me to repeat anything, Madam Interpreter. I apologize.
No worries, I got it. La fiscalía, señor Salgado, Es importante que escuche esto porque usted va a tener que aceptar o no. La fiscalía tiene una recomendación para poder dejarle salir bajo fianza y es la siguiente. Un bono de fianza de $2,500 bajo firma únicamente por medio de la oficina ante juicio nivel 2. Eso se divide por la acusación, el cargo número 1 sería $1,000, por el cargo número 2 serían otros $1,000 y por los cargos entre 3 y 5, $500 cada uno, por un total de $2,500 que tendría que usted nada más firmar en un lugar que puede salir y va a regresar a su siguiente corte. También necesitaría pagar, eso sí, un $250, que es el costo de estar en este programa para evitar mayores consecuencias. Y de ahí, parte de la orden que ellos sugieren es una orden judicial de no tener ningún contacto violento con la señora Estrada Aguilar, que sea parte de un programa para prevención de violencia doméstica y no puede poseer ni utilizar droga, alcohol o armas de fuego mientras está bajo fianza. Eso es la propuesta de la fiscalía y usted necesita decidir si es que la acepta o no. So, Your Honor, just as an interpreter's note, I have translated everything that Mr. Shiroko said, and at the end I added that it is up to him for him to accept or not.
Okay. And I also want to point out he's a resident of Florida.
La juez también quiere indicar que usted es un residente del estado de la Florida.
Okay, so Ms. Kim, having heard that, what are your thoughts about him accepting that? What is the very briefly, Mrs. Sirocco, what happened in this case?
Yes, Judge, this was a November 10th incident. Took place at 1925 Waycrest Drive in Atlanta.
La juez pregunta qué es lo que pasó brevemente. El fiscal indica que este es un incidente que ocurrió el 10 de noviembre en la dirección del 1925 de Waycrest Drive, en Atlanta.
Law enforcement spoke with both parties, and the victim being Miss Estrada Aguilar, who advised that there was a verbal dispute that turned violent.
La policía habló con ambas partes y la víctima, la señora Estrada Aguilar, indicó que hubo un altercado violento verbal.
The defendant had thrown her phone at her and then began to grab her by her hair and attempted to put her in a headlock.
El acusado le tiró el teléfono celular a la víctima, le jaló del pelo e intentó agarrarle con el brazo la cabeza, hacerle llave con el brazo la cabeza.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to understand kind of what happened. All right, Ms. Kim, what are your thoughts on this proposal as presented by the state?
I have no objection, Your Honor, unless my client wants something else.
Ahora, la juez le pregunta a su abogada defensora qué opina ella de esta oferta de la fiscalía. Y su abogada indica que ella no tiene ninguna objeción y que ella aceptaría acepta esta propuesta de la fiscalía siempre y cuando no tenga usted ninguna objeción.
All right, let's put Ms. Kim back in Ms. Kim and Lucia in courtroom 2. Kim, oh, he's not somewhere he can be in a breakout. I'm sure he's going to have questions. Can he go back to courtroom 1 and be allowed to speak to Ms. Kim about his options while we keep going? Is that possible?
Well, he was the last person, so you can
What
do
about number 26 and the add-on 1?
he's an MH reset.
Add-on 1 is a MH, and what about 26?
Oh, man, 26 was the MH reset.
Okay, what about, and that's what about isn't there add-on 1?
Yes, Your Honor. Add-on 1 was released. He bonded out.
Okay, so let's put very briefly courtroom 2 into the breakout with Lucia and Ms. Kim, just to make sure that he understands how to report the pretrial and that this is what he'll want to do. And in the meantime, Miss Bridgewater, will you review the calendar for us?
So is he going to be a pretrial bond?
We don't know yet. He needs to be able to discuss his options with his
So
attorney.
level 2 is twice a month. He has a report in person, one of those 2 times a month, just so
All
you
right.
know.
All right, thank you. And so Ms. Kim, make sure that he would understand that part because I know he's a
Yes,
resident of Florida. So
yes.
let's let him speak to Ms. Kim.
Okay, while they're speaking, we'll go over the calendar. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is November the 25th. Position number 1 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 2 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $2,500 good bond. 3, SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 4, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 5 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial per judge with a co-signer of Francis Glover. 6 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,500 good bond. 7, SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 8, SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 9 is reset. 9 is going to be a $2,000 good bond going to the SAP calendar. 10, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 11, reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. 12, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 13 is a $350 purge. 14 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. 15, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. 16 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 17 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,500 good bond. 18, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 19, $2,000 reset further notice SOB through the jail. 20, SAP calendar with a total $20 cash bond. 21, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 22, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. We're holding on 23. 24 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $20 cash bond. 25, reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 26 is being reset, medical reset till the next calendar. Add-on 1 is reset further notice the defendant was released. And add-on 2 is a $2,500 total good bond, reset to the SAP calendar.
What was the total for 16?
Let me go back to it. 16, I have a $3,000 SOB through pretrial.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kim, what is the announcement for how we're going to proceed?
He will be residing here in Georgia, and he will take the deal.
All right. And so he understands that he's going to have the requirements of diversion explained to him too.
Yes.
Since it is a diversion offer, Mrs. Sirocco, can you resend that to Ms. Kim?
Please.
Yes, I'll resend the consent bond order and also I need to follow up on protocol with respect to diversion at this stage in the consent bond, but I will make sure that everything gets taken care of.
Okay.
In
Sounds
the
good.
essence of time, I can write up an order and mark it as consent, Your Honor, if you
It doesn't even have to be consent. Just do it the regular way, Ms. Holly.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go over the bond amounts again for each charge.
What was it, Mrs. Sirocco?
$2,500 total signature bond through pretrial level 2. The distribution was on counts 1 and 2, $1,000 SOB, and counts 3 through 5,
500 each.
500 each, excuse me, thank you. $250 diversion entry fee. no further violent contact with Estrada Aguilar, 24-week, the domestic violence intervention program, and the no firearms.
Okay, got it.
All right, can we sound for Ms. Aguilar? Let's
Please,
see.
thank you.
Your Honor, the warrant
you're-
says they were both arrested.
They were. It was a dual arrest.
Oh, so she's not present. Okay.
And Your Honor, do you need me to go over the terms of the diversion?
Yes, please, and make sure that he understands and wishes to move forward.
Ok, es importante que usted comprenda nuevamente los términos de su fianza son los siguientes. Va a tener un bono de fianza bajo su firma únicamente de $2,500, $1,000 por cada una de las primeras dos acusaciones y $500 por acusaciones 3, 4 y 5. Va a tener que pagar el costo de este programa de desvío como una matrícula, que es $250. Aparte de eso, parte de la orden judicial es que no puede tener ningún contacto violento con la señora Estrada Aguilar. Tiene que sujetarse a un programa en contra de violencia doméstica de 24 semanas. Y no tiene una orden de no poseer ninguna arma de fuego.
Sir, do you have any questions?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta para nosotros, señor?
Can we unmute at courtroom 2?
¿Perdón?
Una pregunta, discúlpame. ¿Cuándo tengo que pagar los $250?
I have one question. I'm sorry. When do I have to pay the $250?
Upon entry into the diversion program, he'll have to get further instructions at some point, but it won't be, he'll be released from the jail before he pays that.
In order to enter the diversion program.
Okay. Va a ser después de que salga de la cárcel y es para, le van a notificar y es para la entrada al programa de desvío.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case for today.
Buena suerte, señor. Eso termina su caso del día de hoy. And Your Honor, if that is all my business with the court today, may I be excused?
Yes, you may. We all may be excused. That is the entire calendar. I believe we are complete, and we will be in recess until Friday's state all purpose.
Correct.
SCA calendar. Take care, everyone, and have a good afternoon. And I implore everyone, please try to do the consent bonds prior to court so that these people can begin being processed out without having to wait an additional day for court. I think that's the intent of doing the consent bond so that they are not sitting here for an extra day. Okay? Take care, everyone, and have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.